What if I told you that AI could help you create a full-time business with nothing more than just a laptop? So I want you to imagine generating a steady income and doing it by combining cutting-edge AI technology with high in-demand digital products, because that, my friend, is what we're going to be talking about in this course. And guys, just so you know, I did create detailed chapters down below. So for example, if you wanted to skip right to the sections where I'm creating digital products with AI or the content creation process, then just check out the chapters below. So I want you to think about this. I want you to imagine your life 1 to 3 years from now where you have an automated online business set up. And when I say automated, guys, I'm not trying to sell you some magical picture, right? But what I am talking about is an income system that's set up where you have digital assets online that are all feeding people into a digital product or online course funnel. And we're going to dive into this deep in just a minute, but I want you to think about this from a perspective of inputs and outputs, right? Where you're putting content out and those are the inputs, right? You're putting assets out there that work as a small sales team for you that is funneling people into a sales funnel with digital products and online courses, that the more that you put into that funnel, the more money comes out the bottom of the funnel. I'm going to show you how to create content with AI. I'm going to show you how to set up all the funnels and create all the sales pages and automated emails. And of course, I'm going to show you how to create the digital products that you're going to be selling. And throughout all of this, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the best AI frameworks and prompts and stuff like that I found to create those digital products and funnels and courses and all that cool stuff. You see, most people have no idea how to use AI properly to actually get good results. And usually what happens is they type in vague questions and then they wonder why they get poorly generated vague content or content that is very generic. Well, my goal with this video is to actually show you how to properly prompt the AI to generate high quality content for courses, digital products, and the content that we're going to be creating to grow our business and actually get people into our funnel and make sales. And just so you guys know, I've been selling digital products online for over a decade now, and I've actually created hundreds of digital products and online courses over the year in multiple different niches. And by the time you go through this entire course, you're going to have a clear, actionable plan to generate income with AI and digital products. All right, so where I want to start with this is by first showing you what we're going to be building throughout this course. And I recently shared some of the graphics you're seeing on screen right now in one of my workshops, and I'll actually link to that down below in the description. But I want to show you this first because we're going to be creating 2 of these funnels, and we're actually going to be creating a hybrid of a couple of these that I show. So first, let me just kind of walk you through what the basic funnel looks like. All right, and we're going to be doing all this with AI. So what I'm going to be showing you how to do in this course is I'm going to show you how to create all the products and pages in a funnel like you see in the screen. All right, so we're going to create the digital products, we're going to create the sales pages, the download pages, the email campaigns, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you even how to create a bunch of content ideas and content that actually sells those digital products. So, for example, one of the funnels I'm going to show you how to do, and you can replace YouTube with any other social media platform. If your audience or your preference is Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn, you can replace this piece of the funnel with that. But the idea is that we're going to be building an audience out on a platform somewhere, right? And I'm going to show you how to create all the content with AI to build that audience on those platforms. And I'm going to show you how to strategically take those people from that content and put them into a funnel. And I'm actually going to do that in 2 different types of funnels, because there's going to be people that are different stages of the buying phase in their journey, right? They're going to be people that just discovered you that aren't quite ready to buy a product from you yet. However, they may be willing to give you their email address for a lead magnet that you put out there and get on your email list. And we're going to run them through a funnel that looks like this, right? So they come to your video, they watch your video, or they see your post on Twitter, whatever platform you're posting on. They click on your link that takes them to an email capture page that's going to give away something for free, like a lead magnet PDF. I'm going to show you how to create those as well. And from there, they're taken to a download page where they can download that file. And then they're put into an automated email campaign, which is a series of emails that goes out that's going to sell your digital product or online course, and it's going to send them to the sales page for that. All right, so that's the first funnel that I'm going to show you how to do in this course. Now, the next one that I'm going to show you how to do looks like this. All right, So in the same bio or description of your content pieces that you're putting out, we're also going to have a link that's going directly to the sales page for your offer, right? And it's going to be a funnel that looks like this, where they click on that link. And this is going to be for the people that are ready to buy, right? People that have probably watched, 5 or 10 of your videos or seen a bunch of your posts, and now they're ready to buy. So we're going to have a link that takes them to a sales page where they can buy a digital product or course. And then from there, they're going to be offered an opportunity to upgrade that offer with an upsell, and it's going to put them into an email campaign. So later on down the line, if we decide to create more products or online courses, we have them on a buyer's email campaign, and we can set up an automated campaign here as well if we have more products, or just put them on a broadcast or newsletter campaign that we can email them as we release new courses and products. So we're going to go through that pretty in depth. But another thing that I wanted to show you, because I told you that we're going to be creating online assets. So all those videos or whatever platform that you're going to post your content on become like little assets for us, right? So if we look down here at the bottom of the screen, we're looking at 20 winning pieces of content, right? So one of the methods that I teach on growing on YouTube is the 80-20 rule. And what that means is that 80% of your results on the platform are going to come from 20% of your videos. So for example, if you were to post 2 videos per week, it's 104 videos over the course of the year, as illustrated by this graphic here. Well, out of those 104 videos, about 20 of them are going to do the best and get the most views and are going to be the ones that drive the most clicks and sales of your digital products. So really all of these, all 104 videos work as digital assets or little sales letters that are out there every day working for you, building your email list, selling your digital products. And these ones down here at the bottom are just the ones that perform even better, that get the most newsletter signups and get the most digital product sales. So I want you to wrap your mind around that, right? So every time we use AI and we create a really nice piece of content and we put that out there online, that is an opportunity for us to build our audience and make sales of our digital products. And actually, that's one of the reasons why I love YouTube so much, is that the lifespan of that content lasts a little bit longer. So I still have videos to this day that I posted years and years ago that are still getting views, that are still driving people to my email newsletter, that are still driving people to my digital products and courses. So I want you to think about this as digital assets that are out there driving people into your sales funnels. Okay, so I wanted to whiteboard this out for you guys. Okay, so over here on the left-hand side, you're going to have your content platform. And I'm just going to put TF for platform, right? And from here on out, I'm just going to talk about YouTube, but remember, this can be Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it. It can be whatever platform that you either enjoy creating content on or where your audience is hanging out. And on these platforms, you're going to have multiple pieces of content, right? So in my case, I'm going to be creating multiple videos on my YouTube channel. And if we zoom in on just one of these, I'm going to have my YouTube video here, and then I'm going to have my description below that video that is going to have a couple links. Now that top link is going to take people to that email capture page where I'm going to have a headline that's giving away a free lead magnet, which I'm going to show you how to create here in just a little bit. And it's going to capture their email address, and it's going to have a button here for them to subscribe. All right. So at this point, it's free. They enter their email, they come over to a download page, call it download page, that is going to have that free PDF guide, whatever we create here. It's going to have a download button for them to get that. And they're also at that point, when they give us their email address, put into our email autoresponder. We'll call this AR. And this is the mechanism that is going to have automated email campaigns that go out. And you can think of these emails as content that's going to give them tips. And then at the end of them, they're going to say, oh, by the way, if you want my full course on this, check it out here. And this is going to take people to a sales page where they can buy your course and you make money. And if we go back here, there's also going to be a link in the description for people that are already ready to buy that kind of skip all these steps over here on the left-hand side and take them directly into this part of the funnel. Now, the other cool thing that we're going to do is that when somebody buys this, we're going to send them to, it's called an upsell or a one-time offer page. So we'll call it upsell OTO, where they can get some templates or other cool digital products for more money. So in our examples we're going to be doing today, I'm going to show you how to create a $47 offer here and a $27 offer here which when we get people to buy both of these gives us an average customer value of $74, right? And don't get me wrong, not everybody is going to buy both products, but by having this upsell here, which in my experience typically converts somewhere between 30 to 50%, meaning that out of every 100 that buy our $47 offer, 30 to 50 people are also going to buy our $27 offer. So this may turn our average customer value, or ACV, into $60 or $65, because everybody that comes into your funnel and buys a product gets offered this upsell, which raises our average customer value. All right, guys, so I wanted to share some numbers with you, but before I do, I actually wanted to show you where I came up with the concept behind the numbers, because I think that's powerful to know. So I want to share with you a real life case study. And if you follow my channel, you probably heard me talk about one video with 15,000 views actually generated $3,000 in sales. So a long story short, I was doing my normal process, creating content on my YouTube channel. And one day I uploaded a video, and quickly this video started to get some traction, right? So it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It was just one of my typical content posts, but for some reason, the video started to pick up traction. And it was just a 10-minute video on a topic that I was pretty passionate about. But something about that video got a lot of traction pretty quick. And I started to see the view count climb. I started to see the comments roll in. And, people were thanking me for the video. People were asking a lot of questions. And usually when I see that type of thing, it's usually good signs, right? It usually means that video is going to perform pretty well. Well, with me reading that this video was starting to take off, I took the concept from that particular 10-minute video and expanded that out into a deep dive. And at the end of it, it ended up being about a 3-hour course when it was all said and done. So with that course, I set a price tag of $47 and put a call to action in the description of that video that it started to perform well. And what I also did was I set up a simple lead magnet to start capturing leads, and over time built out an automated email campaign that sold that $47 course. Well, at the end of it, that video had about 15,000 views, and over that period of time, I made 61 course sales of this $47 course. So when you do the math on it, it was roughly $3,000 in sales for one video that I created. Now, what makes this story even more interesting is that I didn't even have this course created or even thought about it before I created this video. I actually created the course in response to that video performing well and people being very interested in asking a lot of questions about it, right? Which goes to show you that it's never too late to capitalize on your content. But when you do the math on that, it averages out to about a 0.5% conversion rate, meaning that out of all the views that I got, about 0.5% of those people went into the description of that video and purchased the course. And really, when I looked at it later and did the math on it, at the time that I actually got that video up, and when I actually went back and looked at things of the timing of when I actually got that online course up and started selling it from that video, it was probably closer to a 1% conversion rate, meaning that about every 100 views that that video got, one person would buy the course. So I give you all that for some context for the math behind what I'm about to show you, because this gets pretty exciting when you look at it this way. So when you extrapolate that over a number of videos, and remember I talked about over the course of the year creating about 100 videos, right? And we assume that 20% of those perform well, and we'll say averaging between 5,000 and 10,000 views. Now, if you use that 0.5% conversion rate that I talked about, 5,000 views times 20 videos equals 100,000 total views. A 0.5% conversion rate on that means about 500 buyers, and 500 buyers of a $47 course equals $23,500 in potential revenue. Now, if you bump that up to about a 1%, which is roughly what I had at the time, then you essentially double that, right? $47,000. So let's actually dive into the math and show you some different scenarios. And I even put together a calculator that kind of breaks this down in detail. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do was actually show you what's possible when you build a funnel like this and what it would look like with conversion rates, how many views you would need of your content to make sales and certain amount of income. So the first thing I did is I just kind of plugged in all the variables, right? So I told ChatGPT that, hey, I'm going to be creating YouTube videos. In the past, every view that I got on my videos, my conversion rate to sales of a $47 course was about a 0.5%. Now, in my case, I actually got this up to about 1%, but I'm doing a 0.5% to be conservative. And then I would upsell people that would buy that $47 course a $27 one-time offer, and about 30 to 50% of those people would buy. And I asked it to break down the math on this funnel and show different conversion rates, because obviously if you're just getting started with this, your conversion rate could be lower. And once you optimize it and get it up there closer to 1% where I have it, so you could see what's possible. And then I also asked it to break down some other things like, how many views and clicks and other relevant metrics you would need to generate 5K per month, 10K per month, 15K per month, and 20K per month, and include a metric for average customer value so you could see that as well. So it broke this down for us, and I'll put this in a spreadsheet and walk you through it, but I just want to show you real quick what it came up with. And then what I did was I asked it to add the OTO metrics to that so you can actually see the conversion rate on the one-time offer. So you can see that out here. And then next, what I did was added in some more increments, like what it would look like to get to just $1,000 per month or $3,000 per month. And then finally, what I did was I used the math on the model that I teach, where if you grow a small channel and you average about 50 to 100 views on those videos, and using the 80-20 rule, where you have some outlier videos or 20% of your videos that get between 5 and 10,000 views, and explain, the whole math behind it. The goal would be to post 2 videos per week or 104 videos per year, and 20% of those videos would be outliers, and then had it break down the math for us on that. And again, asked it to include the OTO conversion rates and all that stuff. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this into a spreadsheet so we can break it down. Okay, so the first way that I set this up is based off the conversion rate and a monthly targeted income or a yearly targeted income over here. So it's split out by the conversion rate first. So if you were to only convert at 0.25% or 0.25%, and you wanted to hit these revenue targets here, you would select one of these revenue targets. That would tell you how many views you would have to get with that conversion rate and that revenue target with the funnel that we're creating in this course to hit those revenue targets. And then it looks at it from a 0.5%. So for example, at 0.25%, to make $10,000 a month, you got to get about 69,000 monthly views. And over the course of the year, using the funnel we're learning in this video, that would yield about $120,000 in income. And as your conversion rate gets higher, the less amount of views you need to get. So for example, if you get that conversion rate up to a 0.5%, well, now you only need 34,000 views a month, and you're still making the $120,000 per year. And you can work that all the way up, because you can play with this and, you can be conservative with the conversion rate, or you can look at something closer to 1%, where if you want to make 10,000 a month, you would only need 17,000 views to do $120,000 per year with this funnel. Now, then I broke it up and said, okay, what if you looked at this from an average view perspective? So for example, let's say your average video gets about 50 views on your channel. And then when you have a high performing video, the 20% of videos that we talked about, well, those get about 5,000 views. Well, in this scenario, it gives you your number of views per year, and then it gives you the option to choose which conversion rate you'd be looking at. So I'll use 0.75%, for example. And over the course of the year, that would give you about $47,000 in income. And if your channel averages about 100 views per video and your bigger outlier videos gets about 10,000 views, if you use that same 0.75% conversion rate, well, now you're looking at about 94,000. So this just gives you an idea of kind of where you can shake out with a funnel like this, looking at it a couple different ways. But I took it one step further, because now you can look at this in our calculator, right? So this calculator allows you to type in those different metrics. So for example, in this course, I'm showing you that your first product in your funnel, for example, could be $47. Your second product in your funnel could be $27, and I'm using a conversion rate of 1%. So out of every 100 views I get on one of my videos, one person buys the course. And then that one person that buys the course, 40% of the time, that person will buy the upsell product, right? And it allows you to input the number of videos that you're going to post, your average number of views, and then your outlier views. So in this particular example, this funnel, you would sell 1,600 of the $47 product, 649 of the $27 product, which would give you a total income of about 93,000. And these are all different variables you could play with. If I wanted to make this a $97 product and a $17 product, for example, and I wanted to say that my conversion rate was a 0.5% instead, and my upsell conversion was only 30%, and I was going to post about 80 videos over the course of the year, and my average video gets about 100 views, and my bigger videos get about 10,000 views. By updating all these different variables, it gives me a different outcome input. If I change this back to a $37 product, you'll see that it totally changes the whole dynamic of the funnel. So this is kind of a cool way that you can play around with different numbers and different things as you start to view your analytics over time, how many views your videos get on average, how many views your outlier videos get, how you're going to price your courses, and the different conversion rates that you see on this. You can start to predict what type of income you could generate from your channel. Pretty powerful stuff, right? And guys, if you actually want access to this calculator, this entire spreadsheet, I'm actually going to leave a link in the description where you can sign up to be notified of when I release my Content Automation Academy, right? Or you can just type content down in the comments and I'll make sure you get the link to that. Okay, so now I actually want to get to some of the fun parts where we're actually going to be creating the content and the products with AI. So let me just start by saying the purpose of AI isn't to fabricate a product that you lack knowledge in. So a lot of people, when I talk about AI automation and using AI as a tool, they think that we are simply using it to fabricate something that we know nothing about, which is far from what we are doing in this course. Because the real way that we are going to use AI is we are actually going to use it as a tool to shorten the product creation and ideation process based on the information that we're going to feed it. And this allows us to automate a lot of the heavy lifting of the content creation. That frees us up to focus on the monetization aspects and actually building a business and setting up funnels and email automations and all this cool stuff that allows you to build a successful online business. Okay, so where I wanted to start with this was by actually mapping out our sales funnel. And I prepared a pretty detailed prompt to actually map out the sales funnel. So we start by giving the AI a role, by telling it it's an experienced sales funnel strategist, tailored strategist, specializing in crafting tailored funnels that guide potential customers through a sequence of value-driven products and offers. And then I begin to give it a task. And it gets pretty specific with this, but the goal is to map out a complete sales funnel, starting with a lead magnet, a core offer, and an upsell. And each step of the funnel should build on the previous one, increasing value and addressing the target audience's needs in logical progression. Okay. And I start to really define what I want this output to look like. So for our funnel strategy, it's going to define the target audience. It's going to come up with a lead magnet, the title, the description, the objective of it. It's going to create our core offer, the title, the format, and it's actually going to outline the content for it and give us the key outcome for that core offer. It's going to put together a $27 upsell, so the title for that, and it's going to show the specific elements that should be included in that upsell and the benefit of getting it. It's actually going to have inputs where you can feed it information like who your target audience is, what problem or challenge that they're facing, what transformation that they're looking for, and the tone in which we want that content to be created. So if I head over to ChatGPT, and I've actually already ran this prompt through, I want to show you. So I essentially copied and pasted that prompt in, and then down at the bottom, I simply filled in the information. So target audience, busy moms. The problem or challenge that they're facing is a cluttered house that takes too much time to keep clean and organized. Their desired transformation is a clutter-free, organized home that is easy to maintain. And the voice and tone for this is casual yet professional, almost like you're talking to a friend. And this is what it output. So the first thing that it did was define the audience and the problem, right? So the target audience is busy moms juggling family responsibilities, work, and personal time. Core problem, a cluttered house that feels overwhelming and consumes too much time to clean and organize. And their desired transformation is a clutter-free, organized home with simple systems that make it easy to maintain without dedicating hours each day. So now I have an audience profile that we're going to attack with our funnel. And then it creates a title for an optimized lead magnet for that target audience, the description of and the objective of that lead magnet, which is to capture emails and build trust with that audience, provide some immediate relief from the overwhelm of the clutter, and position the workshop as the logical next step for deeper transformation. And then it maps out our core offer for us. So it gives us a title for our core offer. It gives us a format if we want to follow that. It gives us some key content for it. And guys, we'll get way more in depth in this side of it. This is just getting the initial strategy, but it also gives us a simple outcome. And then it maps out our upsell product, right? So the Busy Moms Home Organization Toolkit, what components are included in it, like checklists, templates, planners, charts, all kinds of cool stuff. Then it breaks down, what the funnel and flow would look like. So it has some lead magnet landing page copy here, some workshop sales copy, some upsell copy, so on and so forth. And now with our strategy in place, we can start building the elements of our funnel. So if we go back over here to our prompts list, the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to create the lead magnet for our funnel. And again, this is a very in-depth prompt, but now we're giving the AI a role of an experienced sales funnel strategist with expertise in creating high converting opt-ins. And in this case, we wanted to create a comprehensive and actionable lead magnet that provides immense value for our target audience and incentivizes them to subscribe. And it's going to craft the copy for our page. And then I give it detailed instructions, create 3 to 5 potential converting titles for the lead magnet and what I want those titles to look like, what content to include in the lead magnet. I spent some time on this to create a high quality opt-in page, and then what tone that I want it to be written in, and then again, our input. So if we come back to ChatGPT, you can actually see where I plugged that entire prompt in here. And here it gave me 5 different title ideas to choose for the title of our lead magnet. And then it actually wrote the content for our lead magnet, right? And I won't read this whole thing, but imagine this as a nice PDF that we could go into Canva, pretty this thing up and make look nice. So essentially this is giving a 5-day clutter-free challenge, and it goes through day by day, giving them actionable insights so they can get some quick wins, which is what you want to accomplish with our lead magnet, right? And then we come down here to the bottom and it actually writes the copy for the opt-in page, right? So it gives us our headline, our sub-headline, all of our bullet points, call to action, and it even gives us an idea to create a design for an ebook cover that we could use to market this free lead magnet. And then it breaks down why this actually works, which is pretty cool. Now, guys, just like everything else I tell you with AI, we wouldn't just take this as is. The real magic is when you take each element of the AI generated content and start to give it your own personal spin, inputting your real life stories and experiences into the content. But this saves us so much time because it gives us a framework to work from. And now our lead magnet is about 80% of the way there, and we can start to fine tune it, input our own personal stories, experiences, and change around the content to fit more of our style. But this is a massive shortcut to get it done way faster. Okay, so in this part of the process, I'm taking the lead magnet content generated by ChatGPT and I'm transforming it into a visually appealing checklist using Canva. And this step is all about turning raw text-based information into something that actually grabs attention and delivers value. And as you can see, it's quick and easy to take the AI generated content and give it a professional polished look with just a few design tweaks. And by the end, we've created a lead magnet that not only looks great, but is also ready to attract and engage our audience. And the best part, this entire process can be done in a matter of minutes, and you can customize it to fit your brand perfectly. Now, in this step, I'm building the opt-in page for our funnel where we'll actually capture leads by offering the lead magnet that we created earlier. So first, I'm building a quick template to save time and ensure that the page looks professional. And I start updating the different elements like the headline, the bullet points, adding in the lead magnet image and the logo until I get something I like. And with this page, we'll make sure that we continue to use our same color scheme and style that we use when designing our product and our lead magnet, because we want to keep the branding cohesive. And at the end, I'll add a button where we can connect up to our autoresponder and people can join our email list. And the goal here is to make the page clean, easy to navigate, and focus on driving people signing up to the opt-in. And after just a few tweaks, we have a nice optimized opt-in page ready to collect leads and start building our audience. So once we have our lead magnet, we actually move on to the workshop and we want to develop that. So again, we got an entire prompt built to do that. And this time, also an experienced course creator. And it talks about what the task at hand is, which is to create a $47 workshop product, and then how we wanted to output that. So we wanted to generate 3 to 5 workshop titles, actually generate a detailed outline for a 2 to 3 hour workshop and how we want that to come out, and then a sales page structure, and then actually write the copy for the sales page and what tone that we want all of this in. So if we go back over to ChatGPT, you can actually see that prompt here. And in this case, for the inputs, I put in the topic and the focus of the workshop, which was home organization workshop for busy moms with in-depth training on advanced home organization techniques, again, who my target audience was and the desired outcome for that audience and what tone that I wanted it to be in. And boom, look at that. It gave us 5 different titles for our workshop. and it generated an entire outline for this 2 to 3 hour workshop, right? So it starts with a whole introduction and it goes through module by module of this workshop. And again, the goal with this is not for us to just live with what it created here, but now it gave us a framework. It gave us the 80% that we need to drive this thing through the finish line. And just like that, it created the copy for the sales page that would actually sell that workshop. Now, obviously, this would be a placeholder. We wouldn't want to use an AI generated testimonial, but this gives you an idea of a starting point and all the elements that you would want to include on your sales page. Okay, now here I'm taking the course outline generated by ChatGPT, and first I want to expand it further to create a detailed, high value online course. Now, ChatGPT helped me craft the slide content, giving me a solid foundation to work with, and from there I moved into Canva to bring the course to life with a presentation. So I tried to mix up the slide layouts and applied a color scheme and style that matched the lead magnet that I created earlier. And then I started copying and pasting the content directly from ChatGPT into the slide. And with just a few tweaks to the layout and design, I was able to turn the simple text into a professional looking course. And just like that, we have course slides ready to teach, inspire, and sell to our audience. Now let's move on to the sales page where we'll actually showcase the workshop online course that we're selling. And in this case, I'm going to use the design directly from our opt-in page to keep things cohesive. And then I'm going to start bringing in the elements like the headline, the bullet points, and even create a mock-up graphic for our online course to make things look nice. And then finally, we'll put the pricing information in and a call to action to get people to buy the course. And again, we're focused on creating a simple, clean page that has persuasive text that gets people to want to buy the workshop. And just like that, the sales page is complete and we're ready to convert visitors into buyers. Okay, now the next part of this was to actually have it design the upsell product, right? Because we know from earlier that typically about 40% of the people that buy your workshop will actually purchase the upsell if you keep it very relevant, so that by implementing what you put in the upsell and that you make it that the items that you put in the upsell actually make them get results faster from the workshop. So usually templates and checklists and things like that are a great upsell. So this particular prompt focuses on creating a $27 template upsell bundle that complements the workshop that we already created. And the goal is to craft the title, identify 5 to 10 high value templates / checklists that align with the workshop, provide an overview of each one, and write high converting upsell page copy. And then it goes through and it talks about exactly how we want those formatted. And if we head over to ChatGPT, pasted it in there, customize the inputs to make sense. And here it came up with a bunch of titles for the bundle. It gave us a whole number of templates and checklist ideas here, what each one's purpose was and how it helps the audience. And then what I wanted to show you is it has what the sales copy for that would look like for that offer. And then what I asked it to do was actually, hey, can you create these checklists and templates one at a time? And what it started doing is actually going through and creating these. So decluttering made simple checklist, gave us the purpose, and then it started actually creating the checklist for us. So it went through step 1, all the steps there, step 2, action steps, step 3, step 4, all the way down till the end of this. And it even gave us a design mock-up if we wanted to create a visual for this. And then it says, let me know how this looks. Would you like to move to the next checklist? Yes, please. And I went through and created these one at a time. Okay, so now that we have our products created, it's time to write our email campaign. So we have a nice prompt here for our email campaign where we basically tell it that it's an experienced email copywriter specializing in crafting engaged, value-packed email sequences. So these emails are not only designed to make sales for us, but also to build trust and nurture those subscribers. And it's going to write a 12 email campaign for us. And it's going to start by creating 9 content emails that mention our course, but deliver high value. And then it's going to create 3 promotional style emails. And you can see I got pretty detailed with this, telling it exactly how I wanted them formatted by writing a couple paragraphs each and then transitioning over to the offer and having it provide us with multiple different subject lines that are curiosity driven, benefit oriented, or actionable. And that will allow us to choose which ones that we like best. And at the end here, I provided it exactly how I wanted the product promotion emails to look. And then again, I gave it the voice and tone that we wanted it to have. So if we come over here to ChatGPT, so I put all that in there and then I fed it our input. and here's what it came up with. So you can see it gives me the first email here and then 3 different subject lines that I can choose for my email. And then it writes a couple different paragraphs for that particular topic. And then at the end, it says, oh, by the way, if you want my complete system to organize your entire home without the overwhelm, check out my Tidy Home Blueprint Workshop. And then this is where I would put the link to the online course that we're selling. And it's going to do this for multiple emails. And if I wanted to, I could actually grab this right here and say, this is one of the emails you crafted for my email campaign. Can you expand out this email to deliver more value? Right. So if I wanted to, I could actually expand these out and have it go into more depth. So pretty cool. And you can see it does this for multiple emails. And then it kind of pauses here. And again, I would just go into ChatGPT and say, hey, write emails 4 through 9. But for this purpose, we don't need to do that. And then it rolls right into the product promotion emails, right? And it does it in the exact format that I asked it to. So pretty powerful stuff, because now we could set up an automated email campaign that nurtures those subscribers, builds that relationship with them, and pushes people into the funnel to buy our course. So now let me show you inside of a real life email campaign and how it works in action. And this is actually a real life sequence that I've used to promote a course. And essentially it starts with delivering the lead magnet, and then it starts going into a content/promotional campaign. So this makes sure that we keep the promise that we made on our opt-in page. And then each day after, it starts delivering value and giving them the opportunity to purchase our online course. And this particular sequence had 17 emails that were designed to educate, inspire, and build a connection with the audience. And all of these were valuable tips related to the course topic, keeping the focus, solving their pain points, and showing how the course can make their life easier. Now, what makes this sequence pretty powerful is that it doesn't feel like it's just constant selling. Instead, it's a mix of valuable content and gentle nudges toward the course, like subtle mentions at the end of each email. And when you put together an automated sequence like this, guys, it can be a game changer, because it's going to build trust, it's going to keep your audience engaged, and you're going to get a lot of people buying from it because you're consistently delivering value and consistently putting your offer in front of them. And the best part is that once it's set up, it runs automatically and it's out there generating you sales every single day. So now that we have our funnel developed, we actually need to build a content strategy that is going to get people into that funnel. And again, we're going to be really smart about using AI automation to help us build out this content strategy. Now, a couple key points that I want to mention before we get into this is that when it comes to creating your content strategy, you should choose a platform, number one, that's going to suit you. For example, are you someone that likes to be on camera, or are you someone that would like to have written content like on a blog or on LinkedIn? Or are you more into short form content like Instagram or Twitter or things like that? And then once you think about which platform is best for you, then I want you to think about, okay, where do people in my audience go to consume content? For example, a more professional audience might go over to LinkedIn to consume content, where someone that's in the fitness niche that's looking up videos and content on how to lose weight might go to Instagram or YouTube. So I want to make sure that when you build your content strategy, you have those things in mind. Now, I will tell you, as a digital product creator and seller, video content tends to convert higher because they get multiple aspects of you, right? When you're recording videos, people see you, they hear you, and typically when they're watching longer form video especially, they get a ton of value from that, and it converts really well into sales. So just keep that in mind as you build your content strategy. I highly encourage you to create videos, and if possible, even longer form videos. And where we want to start with our content strategy is our content strategy creation prompt. And the goal with this is to give us 100 content ideas or titles that we can use to create content around and drive people into the funnel. So this particular prompt is designed not only to create click-worthy, engaging titles, but to create them in a way that is aligned with the workshop and the stuff we're selling in our funnel. So you can see I'm feeding it some pretty detailed information here, and I have it even do some research around the trends in the particular niche and for that target audience. And then I give it some proven strategies for creating really good titles for content. And then I even have it adapt it to what's working on particular platforms, which will input as we get further down in the prompt. And then I tell it exactly what I want it to give us back. So I want it to provide a list of 100 titles. And guys, let me tell you, you, I put a lot of time into getting this prompt right. It took a lot of trial and error and getting bad output until I nailed it. So there was a lot of work put into this. And then ultimately our input. So if we head over to ChatGPT, you can actually see that I pasted our prompt in and I put in our inputs here: target audience, busy moms. Here's the workshop topic that we're trying to sell. And the platform in this particular instance that we're focused on is YouTube. And again, this is optional. It will still give you a good output. But remember, in the prompt that we talked about, adapt it for the platform. So if you put this here, it will try to adapt it to the content title that will perform best on that particular platform. And so guys, you can actually read through these and see that it did a really good job of coming up with clickable titles that people in this particular niche would be very interested in. And one thing that I love is it really took the input from the prompt where I asked it to use urgency and numbers and highlight pain points and create curiosity. And with all those things in there, it does a really good job of creating these prompts. And guys, remember, if you want to get access to all the prompts I've shared in this video, I'll leave a link down in the description so that you can get access to my Content Automation Academy when I release it, and you will get access to all of these prompts, right? Otherwise, just pause the video and you can kind of recreate these on your own. And guys, you can see here, this gives me 100 really high quality titles that now I can choose to create content on, start building an audience and driving people into my funnel. And to do that, let's actually take one of these titles and let's build out a YouTube video script for one of them. So let's actually grab this one: Say Goodbye to Chaos, 10 Organization Tricks Every Mom Should Try. Pretty awesome title. Let's grab that. And I'll actually show you our prompt for creating YouTube video outlines. So here I say, you are an experienced YouTube content creation specialist for educational content. Your task is to create a retention optimized video outline and to structure the video in an easy to follow, organized format that keeps viewer retention high. So this particular prompt knows that YouTube wants retention, right? So I want it to optimize our video script for retention. And then I tell it exactly how I want it to create the output for our video outline. And in my particular case, I like to record my videos based off of bullet points and talking points and not word for word scripts. So you can actually adjust this to create word for word scripts. But in this case, I just want it to give us talking points and include things like real life examples that we can put in and create a nice transition between the content, right? So if we actually take this and we copy it here, we'll go down here and we'll paste it into this thread here. And let's grab our title here. So we'll copy that and we'll paste that in. And if there's anything specific I want to make sure is covered in the outline, I'll put it here. Let's actually put, be sure to include having a donate box to make sure you are always getting rid of unneeded items. And then one personal story that I want to include is talk about how we got a robot vacuum that ran nightly and how it required us to clean up the house daily. In order to do this, we had to get organized to be able to quickly clean the house each day. All right, so we're going to feed it with a personal story. And then for the voice and tone, I'm going to say friendly yet professional, as if you are talking to a friend. And let's see what it does here. All right, so it gives us a hook here. And I love how it's writing this in first person. So it says, do you ever feel like you're consistently chasing after clutter with no end in sight? Trust me, I've been there. But what if I told you there are 10 simple tricks that could turn your home from chaotic to calm without taking up all your free time? And then it gives me some open loops. In this video, I'll share how a robot vacuum changed my life and forced me to get organized. You'll love this tip. Plus, I'll show you the one thing every busy mom needs in her home that makes decluttering effortless. So guys, pretty awesome here that it includes these open loops. But remember, that's because we told it that we wanted it to optimize for retention. I know if I'm someone reading this, I want to know what that one thing is every busy mom needs that makes decluttering their house effortless if I'm in that target audience. And then right at the beginning, it starts out with a relatable story. And this is exactly what I fed the AI. So this is a great example of how you don't just have AI create generic content. You actually plug in real life personal stories, examples, that kind of stuff, and let it do the hard work of crafting that into a well-written script for you. And then as we come down, it has each one of my sections broken out and it gives me talking points and examples. And again, I could customize these to make them real life. And then it gives me a transition for the next section. So pretty powerful stuff. And down at the end, where it has the call to action, this is where I can actually plug my lead magnet or my course to get people into our sales funnel so we can start making sales. And remember, we already got an automated email campaign set up that sells our course. So if we get people to give us their email address to get that free lead magnet, and this piece of content ties right into that lead magnet we created, well, we get people in our funnel, and then we have those automated emails going out every single day that is delivering even more value and selling our products. And on top of that, now once I get them on my email list, next time I post another piece of content, I can actually send them an email and let them know about it, and now get them to watch that video, which is getting more views on my channel and furthering that relationship with them. And the more that they listen and watch me and consume my content, the more chances they're going to buy from me. And that's how we go from that 0.5% that we talked about in the beginning of the video. So getting it so that every 100 views you get one buyer, right? And that's how we start to make some pretty big money with this. Now, guys, the really cool part about this is once you learn how to do this is that you can duplicate it. So imagine if you were to use this process to create a new course or digital product every couple months, and you were to actually add it to your funnel and put it up for sale on your website. And then think about this. Someone joins your email list, and imagine this. You have 30 to 50 emails that go out over time selling all your digital products and courses. And that's where this thing gets really exciting and automated. And remember, 30 to 50 emails sounds like a lot of work, but not when you use AI like we learned in this video to do all the heavy lifting for us.